Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and Joanne here with World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul. If you're new to our channel, make sure to press subscribe so you can be in this balanced, neutralized energy for your twin flame connection and your twin flame journey. Okay, so you guys who have been with us for a while know how we freaking love getting deep with you all. Like, holy smokes, we like what Jen was just saying, her third eye was vibrating because we were like taken to another level. This past client call we were on, we like expanded, we grew, and it left us in this place of, oh my gosh, let's look into this. And so Joanne and I, we started talking and we're like, we got to hit record. So we were discussing on this client call.
Before we get started, love, on the 10th day of Christmas. So today is 10th day of Christmas. I'm sure you guys have been watching our 12-day countdown to Christmas. We're so blessed and excited to be able to offer each and every one of you these huge sales and savings. We know holidays are hard. We know this journey is hard. So for us to be able to share love, light, and these gifts to you guys is everything to me and Elizabeth. So those that catch this program, for some reason, just really shift like crazy.
Let's be real. The reason why they're shifting so much, and literally everything someone needs in this journey that gets them through all of the situations, it's like, okay, I'm detoxing, I'm feeling amazing, and my person magnetizes suddenly, right? Well, what do I do? Well, now I have the balancing program. Or I'm detoxing, can't finally surrender. What do I do? Okay, well, I have this ultimate surrender program. I also have a guided one-on-one inquiry with you guys that really will help me take my surrender to that next level of being in this place of no preference and no expectation. And one of the things that you and I have discussed so many times, how did you manifest your person back, Elizabeth? You ask me that all the time. Like, we get deep when we discuss it because we always want to know, how do we get our clients and all these beautiful souls to that place that I got to in such a short period of time working with you? And it was because I had instant access to you. And every time the mind came in, which, let's be real, the mind always kicks in this journey because our person is our biggest addiction and they are our biggest catalyst to those triggers. And so as soon as they come back in, the mind naturally wants to make the intention about them. Well, I had you on the other line. I had you on the phone every single time I felt like I needed to push to my person. And instead I called you, you neutralized my energy, told me I wasn't crazy. You walked me through how to get back to this balanced state of neutrality. And suddenly I was at peace again. And lo and behold, my person kept coming in. I never once pushed onto him where he had to pull the way he did before, because I had you to go to neutralize me without ever pushing again. And because I had all of those back to back calls with you, I know that's what shifted me into this place where he could come in and permanently be in my space. And then working through that, I was able to literally get into that balancing phase 2 that we talk about in our community, where my person is now wanting to live with me. And it's been a forever shift. And here we are years later, now helping all of you beautiful souls get to this place too, because it's all just energy. So when we offer this program, I mean, it literally has every single thing we created for you guys in this journey to really, really fully transform your energy from the state of addictive energy into one of this beautiful, balanced, neutral energy that draws in your person. That's the divine truth of this journey. When you are in the state of soul, which is what we teach you how to get to, your person comes back. And if you can maintain the state of soul, well, your person never wants to leave again, ever. They don't want to pull again. Why? Because they crave the soul energy that your once shared soul is.
And it's so crazy to be able to help shift clients that are like separation and get them to this balancing phase 2. And it's like, how the heck did we do that? Well, this is how we did that. We did that by giving them the gift of truth in this journey. And our programs guide them step by step by step. Along with that, relapses happen. Let's get real. This journey is freaking hard because it's a journey with your soul. And so relapses happen, and you have Joe with you side by side every week while you're working on this really freaking hard detox, getting deeper in your soul, getting deeper in yourself. And me and Elizabeth love doing those weekly calls because we help you shift and get even deeper. And our beautiful client that shifted and did freaking amazing in her journey, I try to pinpoint how her energy is just so shifted, right? Because she's in this neutral zone right now where she's like, he's all over me and wants to be with me, and mine is confused why. Well, the reason why is we've helped neutralized every single time we talk to her, get her to this place where there is no preference, there's no expectations, it's pure being, and your twin flame is there too. And it's a permanent shift internally where they don't leave. They only want to be by your side because you are them. So let's go ahead and get deep, love.
So we were discussing on this client call, like, why is it that the divine feminine, us included, we are no different than all of you beautiful souls out there. Why does the divine feminine get so intoxicated, get so drawn in by the physicality of our divine masculines? Why do they appear so freaking godlike? And we know that they don't see us the same way. They see us perfect, right? They see us through the eyes of soul, but it's definitely not the same way in the physicality that we are so drawn to them. So we're like, let's try to break this down. Why is this? And so, okay, everyone buckle your seatbelts, because I'm telling you, this is like, it is high vibing, mind blowing, twin flame stuff, right? So this is what we're determining. As the awakened divine feminine, we are the conscious part of our shared soul. Our divine masculine is the subconscious part of our shared soul. So what does that mean? It means that we are the 5D essence while they are the 3D essence. Okay, are you guys following what I'm trying to say right now? So they are the 3D subconscious. They reside in the 3D. They are not going to be awakened in this connection. Very rarely, I will add, because there might be the minor exceptions. But they're not going to be awakened to this connection. They're going to reside for the remainder of this time-space reality in the 3D. While we're awakened, we get to now have one foot in the 5D when we're in soul, and then we have the other foot sort of in the 3D when we go back and shift back and forth in mind. So because they are the 3D part of our shared soul, they gravitate towards the part of them that they're not able to achieve on their own, which is the 5D, which is us when we're aligned with soul. Now, why are we so gravitated and why are we so freaking like addicted to the physicality? Because that's the 3D part of us. We are focused. The mind is focused on the 3D aspect of our shared soul. So again, we are the 5D conscious. And what are we drawn to? So it's almost like, picture it like this. This is how I picture a big old X. And at the top of one X is me. And at the top of the other X side is my person. And at the bottom, like the corresponding diagonal is 5D, which is under me. And at the bottom of the X on his side is the 3D. And we are naturally drawn to the piece of us that is not us, that is our shared soul. But basically, we are drawn to the part of our shared soul that is not what we are supposed to be. They're supposed to be the 3D. So they have to gravitate to the 5D. And as soon as we get into mind and we slip back into the mind, the asleep part, the 3D part of us, our person like can't see us anymore. Why? Because they're repelled by the energy that they already are. They're repelled by the mind energy. They are the mind. They don't need more of the mind. They are searching. They are seeking. They are drawn to the part of them that they can't get on their own, which is the 5D, which is us, as long as we're aligned with soul.
Yeah. So the whole thing got started with when our people leave, right? So our people leave, they're repelled by the mind, like Elizabeth explained. They just have to go. And then we're stuck with it, right? We're stuck with it. We experience our dark night. We're trying to pick up the pieces. We don't understand. And then we get to this place. We find our way from detoxing through the addictive energy. We work through internally and we emulate this 5D energy, right? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we have a lot of beautiful souls we've helped shifted energetically. So if you're not in communication with your twin flame, shift energetically within and detox from the addictive energy. So that's definitely the first step there. So those that found their way internally within, and that this is why that call that we just had with our client really put us in a like a really high level of download that my third eye is like vibrating here. What happens is when we go within, before we go within, excuse me, so before we even got to this place where we had to detach, detox, get deep within our soul, we were in this place with our twin flame where they could be with us, right? And then soul recognition happens. Now we have to start aligning with that 5D energy that draws them in. You all don't know that, but that's what's happening. That can allow them to be in your space. But if you meet them in 3D, which is what happens. So for example, this beautiful soul, when they got really frustrated to the place where the person can't come back to them, absolutely can't come back to them, is actually really frustrated. They're not seeing the manifestations in the 3D, which means they're still seeing them in separation consciousness. This beautiful freaking goddess client that we have goes so deep within. She literally quoted, "Well, I'm living my best freaking life." Then she gets a message from her person, right? And so Elizabeth kind of got
Hold
this
on,
download.
of course.
Yeah, I know, right?
Course.
It wasn't, of course. It was a total, of course. The funny thing is she didn't even know she manifested her person twice. She's been gauging her energy this whole time, where her person like triple texted her, right? He texted her the first time. She was able to wooza and respond like quickly. And then later, when really in soul, her person messages her twice back to back. And we're like, it's so funny how when you're in separation and we're so clinging to get a message from our person, when the energy is balanced enough, your person they're relentless to try to get to you. And it's that energy that Elizabeth was talking about. It's that freaking magnetic, like, energy of 5D that's emulating from you, and they just have to be near you. And Elizabeth was like, why the F do we see them in the 3D and like see them godlike? Well, to them, they see us through the energy in a sense, right? It's that energy that clings. It's the energy that like gravitates to them. It just grasps them and just like pulls them in our vicinity. And the energy is like that energy of like, oh, right? That's the only way I can explain it, love. And they feel the same we feel, the way I see my person, but it's different. And I actually asked Elizabeth, is it like the polarization, right? It's kind of like looking at a film. It's like on the other side. And the other side of it is either seeing your person when your person can see you when you're in that 5D. And when you flip it, you can still see the 3D, but the only way your person can see you, my third eye is still vibrating, holy crap. Your person can see you is if you stay in the 5D with them. If you go back to the 3D, right, seeing them separate, seeing them godlike, because really, the beautiful soul that we help and most beautiful clients that manifest, all of our clients that manifest, their story changes. They start now seeing that it's neutralized. It's not the romanticized, like lovey-dovey, and my person's like the world. It's like I shift internally. I align myself with that 5D energy. I get into union within myself, and then their person comes in. So it's actually like a shift in the energy. And so we were trying to recognize, why is it that our people come to us in a different dynamic, the way they're drawn to us? Because I can see my person and I know as the conscious one, I'm drawn to him. Obviously there is that energy, but I could see him in 3D too. Yet our people see and feel us through the 5D energy. And then, when we see them through 3D, they no longer can meet us in the 3D, because they can only meet us in the 3D when we're in the 5D energy. And that's where they can feel, crave, and are drawn to the energy. That's the polarization. When you're in mind, you're in the 3D about your person, then they now are in mind about everything else, and they can no longer see you, feel you, be near you until you get back into your true you, which is soul, which is that 5D energy. This stuff is freaking deep. Yeah, go ahead.
This stuff makes me so happy. I hope you guys understand how much we live this journey with you all every single day. Like, seriously, we live this with you every single day. So when things come up that expand us, so we get people telling us all the time, like, you guys resonated with me differently than any other coaches I've ever watched or ever used. And the reason I really, truly believe it is because it is so obvious that we are on this journey with you, that every single day you wake up and it's like, okay, how do I align to soul? Because we have our people with us, and it's obvious
we practice
that
it.
we
practice it.
We have to practice this every single day, every single moment. Like, it is now this is our mission, not only to live our best lives, but to help all of you guys be able to get to this place where you understand the energy of this connection. You understand what this journey is about, which is you aligning to your highest self, which is shedding the mind, which is losing the duality that the mind brings. It is so much deeper than twin flame connections, but that's what sort of all unites us. It unites us in a way that nobody understands. And I want to say this real quick. I talked to my friend who I haven't talked to in a while, who actually is a twin flame. She's actually the first twin flame I ever met. And this was way before I even met my person. But anyways, she and I were talking, and she is like, nobody resonates with me. And she and I haven't talked for a while. So when we started talking, she was just like, talking to you feels so good, because even though I have my family and friends, like, nobody understands what I'm going through on a day in and day out basis. And I'm like, well, I've got you, my love, I've got you. And that's what we do when we make these Cup of Joe videos. Not only are we trying to understand this energetic connection better for ourselves, but because we know that nobody else can share it the way we can, because we are living it day in and day out in our own personal lives. This is very personal to us. Your journeys are very personal to us, because we want you guys to understand how this connection really works and why it's so important to your life. This is your awakening. You have been called to be awakened to the beauties and wonders that this life has to offer. This is not a small thing by any means. You guys are powerful. And a lot of you beautiful souls don't understand how powerful you are, how blessed you've been. I know, because it doesn't feel like a blessing when you're going through your dark night or when you're going through separation phase 1. It doesn't feel like that. But that's what you've been called to be awakened to the beauties and wonders and glories of this world. And so when we go in and talk about this stuff with you, we face it too. The struggles are real, and we're in it with you guys. And we want to understand this connection as finitely as we can, so we can break it down for you guys, so you guys can all understand your own energies better. And it can help you guys grow, shift in your journeys, and get to that place you really want to be, which is in that higher state of consciousness.
Yeah. And it's even deeper. When Elizabeth said this is our mission is to share the truth, to share light, to share wisdom and knowledge in the journey that is a balanced energy. And it's so accurate, right? Because there's so many twin flames, especially those that teach it, where you can kind of sit back and like, well, how do I apply that? How do I apply that realistic freakingly? Because I'm getting a text message. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting a text message. My person's in my house. How do you freaking apply that in the 3D?
Joanne,
all
that's
these
exactly
things I'm learning.
That's exactly what my friend was telling me yesterday. She was like, everyone teaches me how to get my person back, and then it's like it just drops after that. It just like, then they don't tell you what. And so when I was telling her from a third eye's view what happened the last time, because she hasn't been in communication, and she was telling me, she was catching me up on everything, and I was telling her what happened, and she was like, that's exactly what happened. You're right. I wasn't soul. I brought them back. I didn't know it at the time. Then I did. I got into mine, and they pushed again. And I said, like, we are here to help you guys all stay in the place of soul, because nobody shares with you what happens once you've magnetized your person back in. And the mind naturally wants to go to the way it was before, which is interacting with your person through mind. And that is what can't happen. You have to interact with your person now from the space of soul. So what are we teaching you on this channel? We're teaching you how to align with soul. Why? Because that's the way you can get and bring your person to stay in your space. You have to interact with them after soul recognition solely through the space, the energetic space of soul. So that's why we teach soul on this channel. For all of you that are watching and understand, we teach you how to be permanently in the space with your twin flame of soul, so they can always maintain your energy.
We love you guys so freaking much. We hope this allowed you to shift, as we've been shifting while making the video, while we got the download, and now sharing it with all of you. We love you all so freaking much. We want to wish you all an amazing, amazing holiday. We want you to know we're with you. We know this journey is hard. We want you to know this journey is real. That's why we share these truths. That's why we share like these huge downloads. And so when we can find ways to be able to share it with you guys, when we get these experiences, it's beyond us. This is when it's beyond me and Elizabeth. This is the purpose at this point. Like, we have to share this message. We have to get this out. We have to allow other people to shift in their own journey. And this is an activation of your soul, my love, all of you. This is why we say this is your spiritual awakening. This is beyond than just that other body. You're literally manifesting everything that you are, and you are a manifestation of what this journey is about. This journey is about you waking up to the true you as soul, and you have this catalyst, your person, to show you. And because this journey is confusing, it's hard to apply. It's like, what the heck? Why am I so drawn to this person? And why does he keep pulling when I see him in the 3D? We're trying to remind you to stay in this elevated 5D energy, this energy of soul, the energy that you emulate to sustain your soul, so that you can maintain permanent related experience with your soul. Bye, love. We love you guys so much. Bye.
Bye, love.